Hey everyone, how's it going? You're probably wondering about a couple things here. Number one, how do you accidentally get rank 1? And number two, where are the keyboard sounds? Well, luckily, I can answer both of those at the same time. You see, in the last ranked video, I asked you guys if you wanted to see a series or even just a single video about getting rank 1 on the US West ladder. It's something I've never really tried to do before, something I've definitely never done on the channel before, and I was curious if that was something that you were interested in. Generally, I treat ranked more as a training ground than anything, you know, learn some new techniques, try out some new stuff. I never really take it that seriously, but I was curious if that was something that y'all would enjoy, and the response to it was overwhelmingly positive, so I thought, you know, why not? I'll play some ranked off camera, off stream until I get about to rank 2, and then I'll try and do a final push to rank 1. But here's where I made my mistake. I forgot to check what rank 1 was. Yeah, no, I wish I had a great story about it. You know, I could tell you about how I was running to get ice cream outside and, you know, I had to save a kid walking through the sidewalk. Don't know why I would need to save someone walking through the sidewalk. Don't pay attention to this SD here. This is the first game in the session, by the way. But no, I'm just an idiot. So yeah, that's why this is post-commentary, but I figured, you know, I don't want to let y'all down, and also I've already got the footage anyway, so why not make a video out of it and treat this like any other ranked video, talk about my thought process, talk about the gameplay, which I haven't done at all in this entire game, but that's okay. There's about 50 games in this session, so I'm going to be selecting by 5, and we'll see how it works out. Hopefully these are some good games. By the way, this player's name is Egg. I'm A though. I don't know, my name is never Egg on Steam. If you ever see someone that's named is Egg or Egg Soup on Steam, it's not me. Because I, again, to reiterate, am kind of stupid and name myself some dumb things. But yeah, so in this gameplay you may have noticed already, or not. If you're a Petra player, you probably have though. I'm actually running 7-speed Petra. I'm locking in the speed stance, which is something that I normally never do. I said generally normally. Shut up! Shut up! I figured that if I'm gonna run a glass cannon character like Petra, I may as well try and run the true glass cannon, which is to go all in on speed. Normally I run defense stance to feel safer, but you know, I wanted to give it a go, and now I kind of never want to go back. The difference of 2 speed stats, shut up, is so big. Because when you run defense stance, you go down to 5 speed, and so I'm going from 5 to 7, which is huge. I feel so much more free with Petra. But yeah, right now, at the start of this gameplay, the rank number 1 player is Axiom, I believe, who has an insane record. They haven't even lost a single game at 2736 elo. I was sitting at about 2100 at the start of this, so I had quite a ways to go. But yeah, hopefully you can enjoy the commentary and the gameplay regardless, as much as I'm criticizing myself. Right now, playing against this Asuri, now that I've got a double stock lead, I feel pretty comfortable. I think I got pretty lucky with that second stock edge guard. I did a GC downlight and it spiked them. Gonna be honest, probably the stupidest thing I did all game, but it kind of worked out, so that's okay. Right now I'm just worried about Sword's KO moves, which is pretty much everything, so I'm just gonna go all for nothing, do a side sig right here, and they went to the side of the map. Maybe they lagged out, maybe they just didn't want to play it out, but you know, we've all had those days, so don't give them any grief about it. This session was actually so much fun. It's the first time in almost 2 years now that I've actually had a focused, dedicated Brawlhalla session to try and improve and try and get better and try and win, really. It's, yeah, DreamHack Montreal 2019 is the last tournament I played in. That feels like forever ago. It was in September of 2019. 2 babies could have been born in that time. So yeah, and the world kind of completely changed too. So it's been a while. I forgot how fun it is to be pushed and to really try and improve and grind, and I really missed it, and I think I'm gonna do it more, which I'm sure is good news for a lot of people that want to see me compete. But yeah, I did miss it. Also, yesterday I was playing and I got absolutely destroyed by a Bryn player. I got 0 to death on my last stock, just edge guarded, demolished. I think their name was High, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so that, you know, sometimes you get demolished in the process, but it's all part of the learning. I mentioned this in other videos. I lose a lot. Like, I'm no Axiom or Axis. I wish I'm so bad with names. I apologize. I don't mean any disrespect, I promise. But yeah. But the thing is about losing, right? As long as you learn something, as long as it can be taken as a productive game, productive process, you get something out of it, you know, there's no harm in losing at all. But yeah, so my biggest problem has always been stamina in any game. I get bored super quickly, as well as just having super low energy. So even recording videos, streaming, and especially grinding out games on Brawlhalla to do something like getting rank 1 has always been a struggle. Not that I've ever, again, really done the grind to rank 1. Actually, I do have a story to tell. Maybe I could tell this one. I know I said I was going to do commentary over the gameplay, but I don't think anyone cares. So maybe they do. I don't know. I just don't think anyone cares about anything I have to say. So regardless of what topic it is, it doesn't matter. But there was this tournament a long time ago. It was called the Tier Monster Code Brawl, I believe. And the seeding for the tournament was based on your global ranking. That was the first and last time I have ever grinded to get rank 1 global. Because I wanted to be rank 1, seed 1 for the tournament, because it, you know, seed 1 has the easiest bracket. It's been multiple years since that day, so again, you know, it's kind of new. And the one thing that I really did forget about deep focus sessions, regardless of how good you're playing, you know, I don't think I was playing the best, but, you know, maybe a little bit rusty, maybe just a little bit out of my element. But, you know, I do feel like I got the hang of things, or got the focus back pretty quickly, which is nice. The thing about it is it's exhausting. Like, it is so tiring. By the end of this session, I had to go for a walk and just, like, food coma, but I didn't eat anything. You know what I mean? It is exhausting to play dedicated focus sessions. And again, energy has been the biggest problem for me for a long time. I mean, I talk about it a lot, but I have not had sleep in 2021 yet. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, anyway, sorry to talk about the gameplay. I actually remember this game. This was a super close game, so I think it'll be good to commentate over my decision making here. Against Scarlet, I was also behind the entire game, I believe. Yeah, so right there, I get hit by a stomp that hits me slightly in the air and a little bit further away. I did not think I was in danger from a stomp, which is why I spaced in that way after I did the side sig. Unfortunately, I was, and here is where the steamroll can start against Scarlet. When you're locking in the speed stance, you're on 4 defense as Petra, so Scarlet is terrifying. Both weapons do a billion damage, so right here, I'm just trying to catch them, trying to come back to stage. Do not want to contest hammer with that recovery, especially with orb, which I can attack the diagonals, but my vertical coverage downward is not very good. I need a ground pound to do it, which is pretty risky. So I was just doing those dare bounces. They weren't seeming to come back on stage, so all it really did was put on pressure, but that was enough for me. I was able to get the stock without too much damage, and here is a massive missed opportunity. I have regret. Just looking at my gameplay, I just cringe to myself. Like, I could have killed right there. The missed dare is okay. I was trying to read a jump, didn't get the jump, but not nairing them as they did their charged recovery, that is a cardinal sin. I need to go to a confessionary. I don't know if that's what it's called, but yeah, I gotta do that. Also, not jumping that, not jumping the weapon throw. 2 very big mistakes, and right here, the Scarlet is boxing me out perfectly. Overcommit just a little bit. I'm able to take advantage and get back to stage, but the damage has been done. Like, as good as I thought my movement was, boom. 1 good Sair in the red, all it takes. You know, if I'm playing defense stance, I could probably survive 2 of those, so that is the risk. Then again, playing speed stance, I'm probably able to dodge certain attacks, get into certain places, and get damage where I'm not able to if I don't have that. So, you know, everything's a trade-off, and I think accepting that I just want to play a glass cannon is what I gotta do and not have any regrets, even if I'm playing against high attack legends. So right there, oh, huge misinput. That is sad. I forgot I did that. We're not going to talk about that one. But the movement was, I was deliberately moving to bait out a dash jump Sair because Orb Silite I know can punish it from that position. I was able to get it, did not get the punish on the Orb Silite, which again we're not going to talk about. But I think the movement is good. So even though I didn't get the perfect punish, I still feel pretty good about what I did there in my decision making. So right here I'm trying to avoid... Okay, the game just ended. That's what happens when we play Petra. What? I wasn't... Never mind. Never mind. Okay, we have another Miami Dome game. I did not do this on purpose. I just selected games in... Like, I just picked the next... I just went in order of 5, and then I just skipped... Anyway, I don't know if this is Brawlhalla's random. Like, every 5 games, I'm just getting Miami Dome. Maybe that's what's going on. But... Either way, yeah, so that Petra end sig, that can just end games. You notice that I use that a lot. I think it's probably my favorite sig in the game, or at least my favorite Petra sig, for sure, bar none. I think some of her orb ones are a little underwhelming, although orb end sig can really find use if you trap someone in active frames. In the beginning of that stock, you'll notice I did a Silite Sair into a chase dodge nair. That's to catch a jump. As you start to get to higher level, people don't really fall for Silite Sair into dare anymore, so you gotta mix things up a little bit. That was a great punish on the end sig there. You can't really throw it out all willy-nilly. If you're in position, should be good, but I'm gonna catch him there. Now, I'm baiting out a dodge here. Yep, okay, so I went for a GC Silite. I'm kind of like playing it in my head as if I was gonna play. I don't know if this makes any sense. But yeah, I kind of felt a dodge. I sniffed it out. I was like, they're gonna dodge. Did not get the punish, but luckily their movement I was able to catch anyway. There they backed up super far. I don't know if you noticed that. They went all the way across the map. So definitely 100% they are going to do it side sig. I think I was able to get that Silite Sair into Dare because I did the Sair into Nair in the first stock, like I mentioned earlier. Because it hit earlier, now they're watching out for the Nair, so they're not going to jump, and I'm able to get it. Let's see how I play this edge guard here. Okay, yeah, I just get back on stage. Unarmed, the thing that's most scary in that position is two things. You want to watch out for the down sig, which is like an all or nothing move, and you want to watch out for the downlight into ground pound. So I was just spacing to make sure I wasn't going to get hit by either of those, and I didn't, which is good. Now back to stage. Any damage I get right now is huge extra credit. Just going to go back to the wall. Yeah, that's an all or nothing ground pound. That's an all or nothing GC downlight. I feel like I can take the risk because I have a bit of a lead. Okay, I'm not gonna comment on. Even if I land that, it's not worth it. Even if I land that, that's not worth it. This is also why replay review is good to do, VOD review, because you can notice some of the, why did I make that decision? I don't know, like that GC sidelight, I think I'm trying to read them doing a chase dodge nair. Probably should have just reacted instead of preemptively. There, I was a little bit worried. Bow recovery has so much priority that I figured my spacing was off, so I gotta do a reverse dare, just catch myself, stop it, don't do the dare, you're gonna get hit, and get punished for it. And that, sidelight into ground, or sidelight into downlight, not true if you can jump out of it, out of the corner of the map. That tiny little bit of knowledge was enough to get me the match. Okay, it's not rigged. It's not Miami Dome. We're fine. Everything's okay. Playing against a Vrax now. Now, I do remember this game. I started out pretty slow, so I think it'll be interesting to see how I get things back and how I try and lock myself into focus. This was towards, I mean, I'm sure you can presume by the time code in the video, but towards the end of the playing session, so I was a little bit exhausted. I was starting to pick options that were probably not the best to go for. My reactions were slower, so you gotta play differently. Is the point. Like those late moments in tournament, those late moments in the rank session, or whatever it is in the sparring session, the king of the hill, everyone starts to play differently as people get fatigued. Your reactions aren't as on point. Your decision making may be more obvious. So the way you snap yourself out of it is to be aware, and that's a great example. That Vrax perfectly caught me just trying to jump desperately back to the stage. What should I have done there? Probably do a fast fall, maybe get a nair out, maybe get a recovery out, or an exhausted recovery, but because I was just, I don't know, I wasn't thinking clearly enough. One moment, one lapse of judgment is enough, and if the other player is ready for it, they will catch you 100%. My weapon throw there was pretty poor. Luckily, they held their recovery a bit too long. If they did it earlier, they probably would have gotten back to stage. I would have had to hit them one more time. So that, if I throw it at a different angle, at a different height, I should be okay. But right now, I'm feeling a little bit of the pressure. I don't want this session to end without getting ranked 1. Again, as much as I treat ranked as a training ground, I thought, you know, for this mission, I gotta get my rank up so I can make the video about it, which definitely added stress. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous. But, you know, that's okay. Even in tournaments, you're playing nervous. That downlight into endlight, I didn't think they were gonna go for it, so I just didn't dodge. Great read on their part, poor read on my part, and right here is a perfect moment for Gauntlets. You notice how they are afraid. I don't know why I said afraid. What am I saying a name? Afredo? Afreddy? So, oh, you see that dodge on the weapon throw? That was good. I got hit by that watching that back. I'm gonna be honest. If I had my hands on the keyboard right now, I get hit by that weapon throw. Good job past me. Claps for you. But yeah, so they were afraid of the GC Ensig because I think I showed the threat of it earlier in the match. At the very beginning, I did a GC Ensig. Didn't hit, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't hit. That was a bit of a fake out. I faked going down to the left side of the stage. Perfect wake up. Against Orb, perfect wake up. The thing I gotta do there is just disengage. I don't have the moves to contest that, so that was perfect by the Vrax. But yeah, I actually really like my movement there to fake going to the left side of the stage. That's something you can do. Holding in when you get knocked off stage. There I dodged that because they showed me earlier in the match they're going to do the downline to endlight. Holding in all the time is one of the most obvious options off stage. It's why I got KO'd in the first stock, and you notice the adaptation, right? First stock I get KO'd for it, second stock I'm a little more careful. Alright, we're on the final game here, and by this point I have realized my sins, my mistake. I checked the rankings to find out that I am like 6 elo or something, 7 elo maybe away from rank 1, and I have regrets. And so I figured, you know what, I may as well just record so that I can get the little animation of the elo going up. But this whole game is a complete mess. I mean, you'll see what I'm talking about soon enough. Both of us are complete spaghetti. All that nervousness that I was talking about is now through the roof, because I didn't know that I was rank 1. I just thought, you know, if I lose this game, I'm gonna have to get another 10-minute queue and then lose 32 elo or whatever it is. But now, if I lose this, I'm losing the mission. Mission incomplete. I'm the opposite of Melee Fox. So yeah, this is a match of spaghetti. What is that weapon throw? Who am I? Where am I throwing that? Am I throwing that to Madagascar? It's like on the left side of the screen, the right side of the, which one is left and right? Sorry, but yeah, well, like that edge guard, I should have just gone down there, but I went back to stage, and then suddenly they have time to react. And then I weapon throw again. I think this one works out. This one doesn't even work. I just jumped off. And then they just jump off. Like what? I have no words. And then I miss. Like this is the worst rank 1 gameplay you will ever see in your life, but it works out. Hopefully it also doesn't, I mean, maybe it does. I'm kind of trying to make a joke out of it. Hopefully it doesn't seem like I'm trying to disrespect the other players or anything. I know sometimes it may seem like I'm super critical and everything. Absolutely got demolished there, by the way. Really though, I'm my own biggest critic. I really don't ever think I'm good enough at anything. And so when I talk about, okay, that was pretty poor, that wasn't the best decision, or like, oh, I could have focused better here, I should have done this or that or whatever, I'm really never thinking about it in the context of, oh, this other player, you know, they're bad for it. I don't really think like that. The way I think is that you can learn something from every player, and if I'm not playing a match and I feel like I've learned something from it, I've failed. And so I hopefully doesn't seem like I'm trying to be disrespectful. If it does, you know, it does. Whatever. I guess I can't control people's perceptions. But one more stock, and I achieve the dream. I get it. I can make a video out of it, I guess, which I'm doing now. And this is where the spaghetti goes overdrive. You'll notice it soon. I caught their dodge in, I believe, to KO. Or no, I missed the dodge in. But right now I'm just thinking about dodge ins. I miss my guaranteed 3-hit true combo. Things are going haywire. I'm mashing on unarmed. Gonna be honest, I'm not thinking about anything. You saw that side zig. That wasn't thought out. Hopefully though, luckily I'm able to get the ground pound. Now I'm thinking I gotta finish this one off. I jump off. I almost save them, but somehow it turns out okay. And that is the story of how I accidentally got rank 1 on US West. Yeah. It may seem strange that rank 1 is at 2376 or 2377 now elo, because, you know, well, Boomy right now, my good old buddy old pal, is rank 1 global with 2800. The thing about elo, the way that elo works is that it's a zero-sum game. When you win, the person that you fight against lost as much as you won. The only way to increase the pot of elo is to get more players, and US West, being one of the smallest regions in the world, has one of the smallest player bases, so elo at the very top will be a lot lower. I was getting 10-minute queues, 5-10-minute queues at 2100. Just because we have a smaller player base, so that's why the numbers are the way that they are. This was pretty fun though. Maybe I'll try and do it again, because I'm probably gonna lose it in like 3 hours, but I did it once and that's worth it. So hopefully you enjoyed this post commentary. I don't know if I'll ever do this again, because, you know, I'm gonna be honest, I only did it because I'm stupid, but I hope you enjoyed anyway.